All right, guys, welcome back to another episode Up and Running. Thanks for watching. All right, on today's episode, we're going to get back to work on the Camaro. I hope you enjoy it. So this car has an oil leak that I want to address. So if we go up underneath it and you look right up there, like on the catalytic converter, you can see it. You can see it hanging off the transmission lines there. You can see it coming down the bell housing, up on some wiring there. And if we look way up there, you can see it's wet, way up there. So I think a valve cover is leaking. You can see it on the starter. But if we look at this side and we look way up there, it's dry on the head up there. I don't know if you can see it, if it's focusing all the way or not. So I think we've got a valve cover leak over there. So let's go up there and check it out and see what's going on. I'm going to try to get this down here. I don't know if you can see the mirror way down in there, but you can actually see the gasket hanging out. I hope you guys can see that. It's hanging out of the back of the valve cover. So that apparently is where our oil leak is. And then if you look down below it, there is oil on the head there. So that's the issue. So I'm going to try to zoom in on this once and see if we can see this a little better. Okay, I think you might be able to see it there now. Yeah, there you can see the gasket, that black thing hanging out of the valve cover. So that's definitely where our leak is. So I'm going to get that taken care of. So we got to pull the valve cover off to do it. So I got that engine cover off. So you can see there's just a few things, some wiring we got to unplug. We got to unplug the spark plug wires. Unscrew the coils off of this and then get the valve cover off. So I'm going to dig into this a little bit and we'll pick it up in a little bit and you can see what's going on. Pull the coils out of the way. All right, now we're down to the valve cover. All right, now we're ready to pop the valve cover off. I think everything's loose and out of the way. All right, here we go. Trying to do this one-handed is a little bit of a challenge, but there it is, she's out. There's all the rockers. I pulled the gasket out. You can see it better now, how it's kind of rolled over and it fell out of the groove. So that'll definitely give you an oil leak. And that valve cover is laying in the same orientation that the gasket is. So you can definitely see how it would have affected that back lower corner. So there are little rubber grommets in alongside those bolts. You can see them really well right there. These things are very pliable yet. I think this gasket was put in not that long ago. So I think I'm going to skip that step because there is some risk in pulling those out and, putting them back in. So I really don't think they're going to leak. I think we'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get the new gasket put in there. I got the head all cleaned up. You can see the inside of this motor's in really nice shape. I kind of expect that. It's only got 51,000 on it. So let's go ahead and get the valve cover bolted back on and hopefully cure our issue. Got the valve cover bolted down. I ran around it with the mirror just to make sure it didn't fall out, but it drops in there pretty easily. So we're good to go. So now I'll just get the rest of it put back together and we'll be all set. Everything here's put back together. Hopefully that was a successful repair. I think it will be because the gasket does appear to be in the right spot everywhere. So, all right, there we go. Let's fire it up and we'll see if it leaks. All right, pull the fender off. There we go. All right. Now we'll test fit the new one on, and I think we're gonna have to like tweak this just a tiny bit just to make it fit, you know, with the new fender and then the headlight. I got a new headlight and I set it in, and there's still something that's just a tiny bit off right here. I mean, it's like that much off, so it's not a big deal. So I just got to get the good fender on, and then we can straighten that all out. I got the new replacement fender, the used fender, bolted on. So now I can attempt to adjust that so everything will fit properly. I got that all straightened out to the point where the headlight fits really well. And if you look into here, I don't know if you can see it. That's a bolt hole there. And then there's a bolt hole right there. So this thing sits just where it should, and everything should line up really nice now. And then I got the fender aligned on the car as well, you know, and the gaps set and, you know, stuff like that. So should be in good shape here now. It's nice when you get a GM fender and everything just lines up right. Ed's starting to do the body work on the fender here now. There was just a couple little dings in it, nothing serious. But you know, now's the time to get that all straightened out so it all looks pretty when it gets put on the car. We got a bunch more stuff today. These were a few items that I had to get from Chevy Direct. And then the fascia, or the bumper cover itself, is over in the other shop. So that's where we're gonna have to, you know, start sanding that and, you know, prepping that for paint and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put the first piece on. Right there it is. Replacing that one. This one's all busted. It's cracked all over. It's missing a piece over there. So let's get that put on, and we'll accomplish something on this car. It'll be on its way. There we go, first piece all installed. Looks pretty, don't it? I'm not gonna show you every single piece I put on the car, but you know, that was the first piece, so you gotta show that. I mean, that's a requirement. All ready to get sanded and painted, then assembled. That'll be fun because I don't have one to go off of, so I don't know what goes first, second, third, all that fun stuff. This was the cat from the driver's side of the car. I'll walk back here so you can see. I bought a takeoff cat from somebody and put that on, so I got that all done. The issue with that one was the material inside, the actual catalytic converter, was broken and coming apart. Let me see if I shake it, if you can hear it. I think you could probably hear it. So anyway, we got that squared away. Another thing off the list, and just a little bit closer to having a cool car. I want to show you something here. on this car. So this is on the end of the rocker panel. You can see these holes are damaged, and I'm going to need to put a metal clip on there to attach the fender liner to that. So I'm going to be able to use this gun, which is a plastic welder, and I've also got another style where I can you know, rebuild this and then sand it flat, and I should be able to get a metal clip on it and everything should work good as new. So I'm going to start working on that and show you guys what it takes to repair that. That right there is the rough weld where I've got 2 metal clips in it, and the clips look like this. So that helps, you know, really stiffen it up good. Now I've got to take a grinder. You can see where I cut the clips off right there. Smooth that out a little bit, and then I can, you know, continue on and also hit the back side a little bit. So this will end up being, you know, very strong, and it'll hold the clip and hold the wheel liner. I've got the top one all done. You can see it's kind of cleaned up, and you know, I can finish it a little more. I'll have to get a clip, and then I'll put the hole in it when I see exactly where the clip's going to land. And you can see on the bottom one, I've gotten a metal clip in there, you know, in the original piece. So now I just have to cut it off, and then I'm going to clean it up a little more and you know, put some more plastic on it, and then it should be good to go. So that's the finished project or product for now. What I have to do is when I get the liner in, I may have to adjust it or tweak it, but at least it's the bulk of the work is done, and that's what it'll look like. So now I just have to do the other side. I've got the driver's side all done now. That looks pretty good as well. Again, we may have to touch it up or something once we get the fender liner fit, but it looked pretty good. I think it turned out well. All right, the fender's all sanded out now, so it's ready to get painted. I'm just gonna look at it one more time just to make sure so I don't miss anything, but it looks good. It's nice and straight, no issues, so it's ready to roll. I'm working on the bumper cover now. This came primed from GM, so I had to go through with one of these scuff pads here and some special soap and scuff this whole thing down. It's just, you know, strictly elbow grease and getting all the little nooks and crannies and everything like that. So I've rinsed it off, so as soon as it dries now, I'll be able to see if I got everything or if I need to touch it up. I've got the bumper cover all taped off, so we should be good to go as far as the paint goes. So now we just got to get it in the booth and get it sprayed. I'm excited to see what it ends up looking like. Should be pretty cool. Everything is painted and cleared now as far as the parts that were off the car. We're still going to have a little more painting to do on the car. Man, these things came out fantastic. We got the mirror hanging here. I have new brake pads and rotors all the way around. If you look at these, there's like an edge on them, and they could probably be turned, but I've just not had that good luck with turning them, so I'm going all out and putting new ones on. But if you look in there, you can see they're pretty well worn out. So time for new brakes. So the way you get these pads out and rotors off and all that stuff, there's pins here that you have to tap out. And then there's a spring back here that kind of holds everything in place. You gotta get that spring out as well. Oh, they're a little crusted in, not too bad. But there's a little pin that looks like that, and I'll clean those up. And get the other one out. Okay, there we go. There's the other one, and there's the spring. The brakes I got have new springs, so we will put those in, and then the pads just slide out. You can see there's not much left of those. They're pretty thin, so it's a good thing that we're doing these now. Again, that one's very thin as well. And then let me crack that loose on the back, and we can get the calipers off. Nope, bigger tool. We use the big dog here. Loud noises. That one's not going to work. Got to get a swivel or maybe a deep. The deep socket was the ticket there. You figure out where the best place is to hang this. All right, guess we'll hang it there. The pistons are all the way back or really close. I might have to tweak them. But now there's a screw right here that's going to keep us from getting the rotor off. All right, that came out. It's less fun when those don't come out. Okay. Oh, that's a big groove on the back of that rotor. It's a good thing we're doing these. Just got to give that a little love tap. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big groove back there. These are pretty worn. I don't think we'd have been able to turn these. That groove was pretty big. So, all right, let's. I'm gonna wire brush this. Get that all cleaned up. Make sure we don't have any issues that are gonna have things, mount things crooked on the car. These are not real bad though. On some real late model cars, I've seen some that are just super rusty, and they've been Texas cars their whole life. It's just, I don't know if it's the quality of the metal or what exactly it is, but they're not good. I tell you, the quality of brand new cars is terrible now. These are coated rotors. I'm still just going to wipe them down just a little bit, just to get anything on there off that should not be on there, so we don't have any issues at break-in time. Where's the hole? Hole moved. There we go, hole lines up. there. Rotor's being held on. Okay, next step, let's get the caliper on. All right, when you're putting the pads in, be sure to check things like the squealer locations and any other differences in these. In this case, these are all the same, so they they can all go anywhere they want. So give me a little grief. Just want to make sure the one piston's not quite in all the way. Oh, there we go. I was able to just squeeze it in. There we go. Look at that, like butter. All right, I got to clean the pins up and get those put back in. Okay, so we got the new spring. There's a little like slot or groove in there where the pin goes through, and I put that in wrong. Right off the bat. There we go. Correct way now. Correct way always helps. Makes it work a lot easier. Whoop. All right, that is started. Now I just have to tap them in. I'm just gonna set them with the punch to make sure they're in all the way. Little screw just fell out of that. I don't know where that came from. It's like a little wood screw. Okay, those are in. So now, that's it. We're done there. I'm going to, when I'm done with all this, I'm going to go ahead and change the brake fluid as well. So I'm going to open all the bleeders and get these things flowing and let the brake fluid just gravity drain. So, then we'll have all fresh brake fluid in it as well. First wheel down, 3 more to go. So you guys get yourself something to drink. This is going to be a little bit. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I'm not going to show you the other 3. They're basically all the same as the one I just did. So let's move on. So one of the real common problems with these cars is the blower motor makes a lot of noise, and I think you'll probably be able to hear it making a bunch of noise. So I have to go down there and cut the old blower motor out of the HVAC housing and then bolt the new one on. Yeah, they made these so you have to cut them out. They are part of the HVAC housing down there. So wow, right? I can't believe that. That's one of those just crazy, ridiculous things. But it's going to be super tight, so I'll show you partway through the process. I probably won't be able to film it while I'm actually doing it just because it's so tight down there. I have the glove box removed right now. So there's the blower right there. And if you look, you can see it's molded into the into that HVAC box. So I have to I've got to remove this duct and then somehow cut that out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll get it figured out. So I've got it out. I used actually a little air saw. Let me pull this down now. So there it is. It's out. That That's the hole. You can see the filter there, the cabin filter. Oops. So this took a little chewing to get it out, but we got it. So now let's get the new one in the hole. All right, there we go. Everything's in. You can hear the new one. It's quiet. I'm gonna call that a success. Got the duct back in, so we should be good to go now. I wasn't going to originally paint the hood because, you know, I stood back here and went, oh, that thing looks awesome. There's no dents in it or anything like that. But if you get closer and you look at it, you can see like that. You can see some there. I'm having trouble getting this to focus. There. There's one there. All of those are spots where the clear coat is coming off, and they're all over the hood. You can see one there. Some of them are really hard to see. There's one there, but they're everywhere on the hood. So I've got to, I got to repaint this hood too. So otherwise we're just going to have problems, you know, down the road, or not very far down the road. To get the hood ready for paint, I'm going to have to take that plastic off there. There's little push pins that hold that on. And then if you look in there, there's bolts. I'll have to take that strut off. And then over here is the wiper stuff. That hose I'll have to take off as well. So I'm going to get busy working on that. I was trying to find a spot where you guys could see, but I didn't have glare, but that is not working out real well. I seem to have a lot of glare today. But these are just push pins. I don't know, there's probably 8 of them or something like that. Oh, it's getting a little breezy out too. All right, there we go. That is that. Now it looks like there's 2, 4, 6 bolts that hold that on. They're probably, I think they're 10s. Yeah, they're 10s, so I'm going to zip those off real quick. We're going to put the hood down, and this should lift off. Whoops, something's in here yet. This right here. Whoo-wee. There must be one more that I missed. Oh, there's a little pin that holds it in place. Let me get a socket to push over that. Next one smaller. There it is. There. That came off. Whoo, now let me show you this. You could do like the Corvettes, put a clear piece of plexiglass there, and you just stare right down at the V8 emblem. Rah, rah. Yeah. I have to take this Camaro emblem off because we're going to paint this fender. So I've just got some fish line here to, you just tuck it in behind it and just kind of saw it. Or you can just break it, you know, whatever works for you. And then we've got a kind of an eraser thing that'll take this stuff off the fender. This is the eraser wheel. This is going to be a little loud, but what this will do is it'll just basically wipe all that stickiness right off the side of the car. The important thing is it won't damage the paint. So there's a little bit of residue on here yet, so I'm going to use this solvent. It's just for taking this kind of stuff off of here. Comes right off. Just like that. Bingo bango. It's really too bad that this fender has this huge chip in the front, because otherwise the paint's not that bad on here. We could have just left it. But there you go. Emblem gone. Everything's good. Life's wonderful. I've got the hood off now. That's over on a dolly over in the body shop, so I can start sanding on that. I've got to take apart the driver door, and so we can start sanding on all the rest of this stuff. So should be exciting. I've got some initial sanding all done. I'm going to have to wipe this down and then go through it and make sure there's none of those little marks that I showed you yesterday in here yet. I tried to catch them all as I was going, but they're hard to see, and so I need to wipe it down to get everything one color and then check it out. The hood is all done and ready to go. So at this point, we just got to go to the next step with it. It's all sanded out. It's flat. It's, all the defects are taken out of it. I'm also working on the rest of the car back here. So I've got this part of the door sanded down. There's just a couple of real minor imperfections right there. And then over here, we're doing some touch up right on the very front of the fender. With some big chips in the paint. And then we just started up here. There's basically one outie dent. A rock must have flown up and hit it. And then there's like one hail ding there. And then in this door, you can probably see it right there. There's a little dent right there. So we're gonna get all that stuff taken care of next.
All right, let me see if I can hammer this down. You can let go.
It's crazy. We're running our hand over this and it's almost perfect. It's not quite perfect, but it's super nice. I mean, almost all that dent came out in that one pull.
That is wild. Hold that ground one more time. I'm gonna try and tap that down. Okay, you can let go. All right, beautiful.
Just like it never happened.
Man, that come out nice.
Yeah, it sure did. There is no complaints. Look at that. There's just a couple of real small door dings over here. They're really small. All right, I've started to put the bumper together. Like I say, this is a little bit challenging because I have nothing to go off of, so I'm kind of like test fitting everything. It's going extremely slow, but you can see here what it's going to look like. I kind of suspected this. I have one piece that I don't have and I cannot find, so I have to look a little harder for that, but it's getting there. It's starting to take shape. Got a side marker light here. Okay, work that down into the hole and then push. Snapped in. And the wiring goes in up through there. Next up, I'm working on putting in the fog lights, which is what you see there. I've got another one for the other side. These again are brand new parts. And this is going to snap in right there. I got to use two hands, so I got to set the camera down. Basically just pushes down and boop, snaps into place. And it's popped into place. Looks good. I think the next thing, if I'm looking, I got to do the wiring harness, and I'm betting that runs down this channel right here and then goes to that light and then that light. You can kind of see it up in there. So I'm gonna dig up that harness and try to get that all put in. Something I'll tell you about these bumper covers is that if you have all factory parts, they are way easier to put together. In my case, I had to have an aftermarket lower grille, and I struggled to get that in. But the upper grille and the crash protector and all that, and those fog lights are all GM stuff, and they just snapped right together. So a little bit of advice: if you ever get in a car wreck, do anything you can to get factory parts. The insurance company is not going to pay for them. You'll have to pay the difference, but I will tell you, I've seen so many cars with aftermarket bumper covers on them, and they just constantly pop out, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's worth, if you can afford it, to pay the extra for a factory bumper cover and parts. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. If you see this is in back here, but this just constantly pops out, and there's nothing you can do to make that any better. Now, that being said, this one is really good compared to a lot of them. There's a lot of them where they just basically come completely off, and they look terrible. So, and I know a lot of times people just end up selling the car then. So here's the whole wiring harness that goes in the front of this car, and you are not going to believe how much that cost. Put in the comments how much you think that was. I will tell you, it was not cheap. That is a GM harness. I tried to find one of these aftermarket. I could not find one. And so I ended up just paying up. And I thought about making one, but I'm like, oh, then I got all spliced together parts and you know, so I just decided to suck it up, be a big boy, and pay for the factory one. All right, I got all the wiring clipped in. Now I have to go through and drop the harness into this channel. There's a push pin right here that goes into there, and then that should be done. The plug snaps into here, holds it in place nice. So we should be good here. All right, next up is those bezels. They snap down on there. I think I'm gonna need two hands to snap it into place. So I'll show you when it's done, but they just push down and snap on, but usually you gotta hold from the back and then push on the front. I feel like I've got it about as far as I can go. till I get it put on the car, but I can't stand it up, so I just got to shoot it this way. And of course, there's always got to be one thing you got to touch up. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? The next thing I have to work on is this piece right here. This piece goes right in there like that. However, they don't make the retainer piece for the back anymore. The other thing I have is I have a new SS emblem. This one's not perfect, so I figured I might as well change it right away. But I'm gonna have to make some kind of retainer for the back. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do for that yet. I gotta figure that out, but anyway, it's just another thing to do. What I think I'm gonna do is try to use this old fender well and to make a piece for it. So we'll give it a try. Worst case, you know, nothing. We gotta try something. So that piece worked out, and this is in here. It's nice and snug. It's gonna be just fine. So that's great news. Everything else on this bumper, I believe, is done, and that's it. I guess once the rest of the car's done, we just gotta put it on the car. I'm up on the table so you can see this all put together. I'm excited about it. It looks awesome. There's a lot of work to get to this point. I can't wait to see it on the car. Better yet, I can't wait to see it buzzing down the road. So I have a airbag light for a passenger presence module, and this is it right here. I believe it's that module that's bad in the car. This is the seat sensor, and I do not think that's bad. But I got a good deal on eBay buying it this way just in case. So I'm going to plug this in and try it and see if the airbag light goes off. And hopefully this takes care of it. I'll go down under the seat here and try to show you where this is. It's going to be a little snug under here. That's it right there. It bolts up to the bottom of the seat, and so I will get that put up under there, and we'll see if it works. So I've got that plugged in, and I'm going to go ahead and start the car and see if it goes away. There was a message on the dash for an airbag, and you can see the airbag light right there. So cross your fingers. No, it's still saying service airbag, so I've got to figure out what's going on, and we'll go from there. I thought for sure that was it. Frustrating. I figured out what was wrong with the airbag, why the airbag light was on. There's a chewed wire right here, and then there's another one like back in there. You can see it. So that was why the airbag light was on. Apparently something else wasn't working in the seat, but I didn't know, I didn't realize it. But we got the seat out, and yeah, we'll get this all fixed up, and hopefully it'll be good to go. The airbag light is off. It was like right there. So we got that all taken care of. So that's good. I'm glad that wasn't anything major. The next little project on the Camaro is 4 feet of tires. If you look, it's about 4 feet tall. So 4 feet of tires. I got this all lifted up. I'm going to be taking the wheels off and sending these to be restored. They're not like super crisp and shiny anymore, and they have issues with them. Like if you look at this one, you know, there's something going on there. They're a little funky. They're kind of stained. I mean, some of that would clean up, but in general, the wheels are not that crisp anymore. They've got some little dings in them, a little curb rash. So we're gonna get that taken care of. I also are putting new TPMS sensors in it, And I got these, they're GM ones. And then I cleaned up all the lug nuts for it. I didn't think they were gonna come clean, but I took some time and scrubbed them good, and they shined up really nice. So I can't wait to see this all done. It's just little by little, you keep plugging away on it. It's starting to look like our shop is in the hood. Got the wheels back from being done, the tires are mounted, the TPMS sensors are in them. They look fantastic. I'm excited. I stuck one on the car over here just to see what they look like, and it looks awesome. So I'm gonna get these all mounted up and then get the TPMS sensors programmed. Got all 4 wheels and tires on, got the sensors programmed. They look really good. I wish it was like sunny in here so they would really pop for sure, but you get the idea. I mean, they look nice. I'm so glad I took the time to do that, because they look 1,000 times better than they did. So from this car sitting outside, it had just a little bit of a haze on the paint, so I buffed out the rear quarters here so you can see the difference. I'm gonna do everything behind the doors right now. You can probably see the difference here. Now the camera keeps going out of focus. I don't know if you can see it or not. If you look at the reflection, but there's definitely some haze. So that's looking way better. Here you can see it pretty well. I buffed the spoiler, but over in this area you can see there's a haze on it. It's a little bit worse on the top of the deck lid here. It's gonna clean up right nice, but I did that part already as well, so you can see the difference there. I know the lighting's not very good in here. I wish it was better, but if we were outside, you could really tell. It would really pop. This is just a kind of a quick buff. It's got a lot of dust on it yet, but you can kind of see the difference. Sorry, there you go. The camera didn't want to focus there. And we're under fluorescent lights too, so that always changes the look of it a little bit. But this is gonna really pop outside. I've got to, go over this with some polish as well, and it'll really pop. And then when you get it in the sunlight, it'll look amazing. Doing some of the final sanding on here to get this all sanded down, and then it'll be ready for paint. I've got a little more work to do over here yet, but it's getting there. All right, here we go again. Somebody has got to tell me how to get those off, because I mean, they are stuck on there. I mean, that is crazy. How in the heck do you get those things off? We are all ready for final paint. We'll just do one more wipe down on it before we start painting, but then we'll start shooting some red. It's pretty exciting. I'm definitely excited for it. It was a lot of work to get to this point. The car should be all dry now. So let's go in and take a look at it here. Whew, that looks nice. There's the mirror, the hood. And the other door. That looks good. I'm excited. Now we get to put the whole thing together. Remember to pull down and away so you don't peel this stuff up, because it will pull the paint off because it's still really fresh. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is put the handles back in so we can open the doors again and close them and do all that kind of fun stuff. All right, that appears to work, but I am going to test it before we do something bad. All right, it's working. So here we go, fingers crossed. Bada boom, bada bing. Now do the other side. So we got all the tape off, so let's do a quick walk around. That looks good. That color match is really close. You can see here too, it's really close. All right, now we just got to put everything back together. Woohoo! There's a few drops of water on it yet, but I got the hood all sanded down, so it'll be all nice and shiny. The hood on this car, as I showed you before we started, had some issues, and that was why we put sealer on it initially to help lock that stuff down. But this is going to turn out really nice, and I'm excited to get buffing on it. This is the second pass over the hood. You can see it's looking fantastic. I mean, that's amazing. I left just enough orange peel in it so it would match the rest of the car. You know, you don't want to have one panel that's totally flat and then, you know, other ones that have just a little bit of orange peel. So this will match the factory orange peel really well. I ran the polisher over it and man, does it pop. Look at that. Woo, Nelly. No, I'm super excited. It turned out really nice.
That looks so pretty, all that red lining up.
Yeah.
We look good. I mean, just maybe you might want to. Did you change the fender?
No, that fender never came off.
I mean, it could have.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's close. You may want to have to put the other fender on.
Do that a little bit, but yeah, we'll figure it out when we get the other fender on. But
It goes on the outside of that metal piece. Right?
Correct.
I think you're in.
All right, hold on. It's
You
gotta
just
go.
gotta get your. That looks like down. You gotta come down.
I gotta go up and over this piece.
Okay.
There we go.
Now can you come down?
That's
Okay.
pretty close. So
Yeah.
that's good enough. I just needed help getting it over
I'm just making sure you're.
into place. Pull this tape out of here so I can see the gap. We're big right now. A little tight on the top. All right, we got that one started. This one's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. I don't know if I have to open the door. There we go. That'll do it. Because of course they gotta bury this down in here. All right, it started. Now I'm gonna slowly shut the door. Ooh, that's pretty good now. I'm gonna reach in here and get this one started a little bit more. Now I'm gonna put the hood louvers back in. There's a little snap that helps hold it in place. And then we'll put the bottom part on. Let me get the fasteners, that'll help. I'm trying to remember exactly how this goes. Okay, the fasteners go bottom up, and then there's 4 bolts here. Oh, those bolts go on now before we put that together. You know, a minute went by, I slept once or twice. So I'm trying to remember how all this goes. All right, then we'll hit that with a 10 millimeter. I'm not going to crank on these because they're just in plastic. You know how that goes. Okay. That's good. Now the bottom piece. And this is held on with push pins. Looks like 7 push pins. That also helps hold on the insulation on the bottom. Okay. I might have screwed up because I have 2 more nuts. So let's take that back off quick and find out if I rushed it and forgot something. That wouldn't be the first time that happened. And it will not be the last. That's good. Ah, there. Oh, golly. I'm blind. I'm blind. Whoop. All right. Nice. All right, that's done. On to the next. I gotta figure out what that is. We gotta put headlights in, so headlights are gonna be the next thing. I took a second. One of the plugs on the back of here had a tab broken off, so I used a zip tie to fasten it on, and that way it won't accidentally slide off. I made sure, you know, that it was nice and snug on there and wouldn't come off. So now I just got to bolt this on, and hopefully it all still fits. If you remember, we did everything to make sure it fit and that the holes lined up. Alright, get a screw in so it won't fall out. Yeah. yeah, we're gonna be good here. Holes all line up yet, so bada boom, bada bing. We'll get that zip down. All the bolts started just like they should. It's lining up back here like it should. So bada boom, bada bing. It was definitely worth spending all that time up front to get that all aligned. All the bolts went right in and no issues. So excellent. All right, boom, both headlights are in. So there's some tabs sticking out. You can probably feel them that are the alignment tabs. And then like here are the screw holes. Here's a screw for the top.
That's pretty rigid.
There it goes.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's all I need then. I can get everything else. All right, I'm gonna check the lights quick. Boom, boom, side marker, boom. I'm gonna check the back right away. They're all on. All right, I'm gonna check the high beams. Yeah, okay. And then, I'm gonna stick the key in. Check the turn signals. I see them blinky blink there. Blinky blink there. I saw both high beams go, and then fog lights. I don't know if that's the button. Not sure where it is. Oh, that is it. All right, and they're both on. Win. All right. I'll show you where the bolts are that hold this on. There's two right there, and then the third one's up there with the paper towel on it. So I just have to tighten those on both sides. And then there's one bolt that goes up from the bottom through here. And then I can put the wheel liners in. All right, so here's good times. You see that bolt sticking through right there? It goes through right there. And that hole was crusty, and I managed to break the bolt off in that nut. Well, it's a welded on nut. There's the other side right over there. That side went in just fine. So I had to drill the bolt out and re-tap the hole. So yeah, that was fun. Okay, this is all put on. There was a piece of trim in here that needed to go on. I got that on. So we're gonna try it now. I know I'm probably gonna need a shim under that side of the hood, but let's see here. Nice, fits nice there, fits nice there. That's looking good. And it locked. All right, it's a nice looking gap all the way around. Might come up just a pinch on both sides to make it a little flusher, but otherwise that's pretty good. And it unlatches, so that's good. Let me screw these out a little bit, or are they just they are a screw type, so let's try this again. That's really good there. This is just a pinch low there and a pinch low there. I'm going to adjust them one more time. But this thing is fitting really well. There, that's nice. That's even a little better back there. These two could go just a skosh higher yet, but it's really close. Okay, that's good. It's like just a tiny bit low back there, so I think that's going to have to get a shim in it. I mean, that's really close. It might just be like the tiniest hair low, but I don't think I'm going to touch it. I'm even leaning toward not touching this. Yeah, it probably needs just a tiny shim. So I'm going to stick a shim in there and then we should be good. I'm excited. I feel like it really came together today. Now I got to put emblems on the fenders. I'll have to clean that up, and I've got the Camaro emblems for on the fenders. We got to put the liners in, so that's going to be next. There we go. It's all put together. It looks fantastic. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. Now there's a ton of cleanup to do on it, and I'm sure once I get it all cleaned up, I'll find some areas in the paint that need to get touched up, or I mean, not with paint, but I sanded and buffed, or whatever, a piece of dirt or something. But wow, I'm excited. That looks awesome. So the one thing that I told you guys about that harness, that I said I was going to have you guys guess at how much that was. So the list price on that, if you went down to your Chevy dealer, is $600. I got it for like $480. So I mean, that is insane. For just a little harness like that, that is just crazy. Of course, we're not having the best weather, so not really going to be able to drive it, put the top down, enjoy it, the whole thing. But there's stuff to do yet. I got to get an alignment. I got to get the transmission fluid changed, get it all cleaned up. Just a bunch of odds and ends now. It's time to put the new steering wheel in, so I got to take the airbag out of the steering wheel by shoving this screwdriver in the back here and releasing it. And then I think it's a T50 that I have to unbolt it, and just a couple of plugs, and it should come out. So let me get this out. These are never that easy. You always got to fight with them a little bit. So let me get that out. Got one side. Let's gotta go over here a little more. It's hard, there's not a lot of room here. Okay, I got it. Okay, now we gotta unplug the airbag. I'm gonna turn the wheel back the other way here real quick. Need to see which way I turned it. Okay, I'm gonna turn it this way. You only need it upside down to get the airbag out. Okay, now we gotta just unhook the airbag. Okay. And those are color coded, so the yellow, the blue one goes on the blue is probably the best way to put it. The yellow goes on the yellow. All right, so set that out of the way. And now I have to unplug the that plug right there. That's part of the steering wheel. And now I have a T50 that takes the steering wheel loose. There is a mark in here already that tells straight, but I put the steering wheel straight, and there should be a mark on the wheel and the hub that will also mark straight. Whew, that's a tough one. Hold on, let me get something a little bigger. All right, so I got the bolt out now. Steering wheel should come off. It's starting to come off. Okay, then you got to feed the airbag plugs through the steering wheel. There you go. Steering wheel is off. So now let's get the new one. All looks the same, which is good. It should. Let me get a couple wires situated. Then I got to feed the airbag back through here. You got to make sure you don't turn your clock spring. There we go. Steering wheel straight. That's good. The clock spring is in properly. I'm just going to take a look in here and just double check everything. Okay, that plug is plugged in. Now I'm gonna, there we go. Steering wheel is on all the way. The lines line up in there. So this is the bolt. So I'm gonna put that bad dog in. We had to use the big dog to get that out. There we go. The line, I put the line in the same spot, straight down, so that should be good. It feels good. So everything looks good there. Let me get the airbag. Just double checking that nothing needs any attention or anything. Yellow on yellow. And then blue on blue. All right, they are locked in, and then you should just be able to push the airbag back in. Boom, it locked in. Horn appears to work. I think we're good. That's done. Probably leave that on until I quit messing with dirty hands all the time. That's probably the way to do that. So, all right, I think this job is finished. I might take it for a drive and just make sure everything works on it, but I think we're good. Let's roll on out of here, and I'll check and make sure some of them I can check, right here while we're not moving. Like some of the controls. Let me get where I get some radio reception. There we go. Volume works. Volume works. Changes stations. Okay, that's enough of that so we don't get in trouble. Oh, I wonder if the
radio is currently powered off.
Okay, well, it still worked. I pushed the button.
Voice recognition feature.
Horn works. So now I have to just check the cruise control and then the paddle shifter. So let's go for a little ride. All right, I turned the cruise control and the indicator came on. I turned it back off. It went off. So let's put it on, and I'm gonna hit set. We're going fast enough. It says the cruise is set, and we're locked in at 46 miles an hour. There it's slowed down. There it's speeding up. There was the pause or whatever that was. So now let's see if the paddle shifters work. All right, I'm gonna downshift. It did downshift and it changed it on the dash, so it is working. Let's try it the other way now. It shifted. It shifted. So I think we're in good shape. Everything on the new wheel seems to be working, so awesome. We're good to go. I need to get busy cleaning this thing up. So, 'cause I think I showed you this, but yeah, it is just super nasty in here. Look at all the dust on the dash. That's crazy. So anyway, get busy cleaning this up and I'll show you the end result. I think it'll be like night and day. I'm excited to see what it finally ends up looking like. Something else I got for this car that I'm excited to see in the car is I bought new floor mats, and these things are nice, real high quality, rubber back. So those are the rears, and then this is the front. They got the SS emblem embroidered into them. I think that's so cool. I could have got the SS embroidered into the backs as well, but I really didn't think anybody would see them. So I just got them for the fronts. All right, there it is, all done. I'm excited about the way it turned out. I think it looks fantastic. Color really pops. That looks awesome. Guys, well, that's gonna wrap it up for the Camaro. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun putting it together for me anyway, and I know we're gonna enjoy this car for a while, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. So be sure to come back next time, and who knows what we'll work on.